Good morning, Mr. Suresh. This video was created to demonstrate the functionality of Datrend's FMS-3, the fetal maternal simulator. Right here, I do have a unit right in front of me. It's already being connected and powered on. Behind me here, I have a Hewlett Packard 8040A monitor. I have three inputs here. I have an ECG input, I have a ultrasound port, as well as a TOCO input. Now here I do have a ECG cable, and it's already being pre-connected here to my simulator, as you can see. So for now, I'm going to connect this cable into the ECG port. To help me with my demonstration, I have two other cables. Number one, I have the ultrasound input, and the other side of the cable, of course, connects to either of the three ultrasound ports. I have a cable here, a customized cable here for the TOCO input. Same thing here, I have a cable that can be connected to the FMS-3. And I also have a mechanical fetal heart simulator. And I'll demonstrate this in a moment as well. So with the simulator already connected to the monitor, I will now show you how to change the waveform. Under the main screen, I can navigate to this option called MAT, stands for maternal. So this is the default maternal ECG waveform. As you can see right now, the value is configured for 100 beats per minute. I can simply change this value to the ones I want, say 80 beats per minute perhaps. Okay, so that's within 1% of tolerance, so I'm showing 79 beats per minute on my monitor. So now this connects the maternal signal. Now I'm ready to connect to my ultrasound cable. Connect this to the ultrasound port. And the first one I will use will be ultrasound port number 1, or US1. With it connected, I'm going to go back to my main menu and go to fetal 1. So fetal 1 relates to US1 here on the output. Select on fetal 1, and you can see already the monitor is reading 140 beats per minute. And you can also see here on my display, I'm showing 140 beats per minute as well. So I have a number of different rates available for me. So if I were to change this now to say 100 beats per minute, and now that the monitor will now show, let's give it a second. It is an older monitor, 100 beats per minute. Okay, so for me to change to ultrasound port number 2, I can simultaneously, at the same time, connect my output to US2. To access options for US2, I simply go back to my main menu, and I can go into fetal 2. So fetal 2 relates to US2. I have a different set of waveforms here available. You can see right away is the monitor is already reading 160 beats per minute, and that is exactly the value. I can actually toggle through all the options available to me. I can change the rate. As well, I have some additional waveforms that's available within the fetal 2 group that's not available within fetal 1. So it's going to continue to read 160 until I physically hit an enter here on the bottom. And now I have selected 140 beats per minute. And now my monitor is reading 140 beats per minute. Finally, for US3, there is no option or a screen to configure this particular output. We consider that most likely you will not need to test this particular scenario, but at the same time, it does approximately generate 140 beats per minute. So if you want, you could set the signal differently for US1 versus US2 and US3, and you should be able to detect 3 different signals from 3 different ports at the same time. Now I'm ready for my next demonstration, which is connecting to the TOCO port. I will reconnect my ultrasound port into US1. Normally, especially for your monitors, I believe you will be using the IUP/Toco USB port here on the bottom. Now, this is not a USB that you would connect into your computer. We have used the 4 pins from a typical USB as is a simple connection or a simple cable to connect to. The other end, of course, will go into the monitor you want to generate or simulate the data or have the data simulated into. Now, I'm going to connect my Toco cable, and I'll put this into US3. The US3 port is also a multifunctional port, so that can receive or output the signal for your ECG signal, for your ultrasound, as well as the as part of the Toco simulation. For me to generate the Toco, I will go back to my main menu, go to my UA, and these values has already been pre-configured for me. You can see the IU sensitivity set for 40 microvolts per volt per millimeter mercury. I have the maximum amplitude it will reach is 60 units, and the Toco waveform is a duration of 40 seconds, the typical bell curve. If I wanted to change the sensitivity, I can change that from 60 units to say to 50 units. Simply hit on enter. I'm going to keep my waveform as is. There are artifact options, but for this demonstration I have turned them off. Now to start my actual Toco waveform, I'm going to start the graph on the right hand side. Go to my waveform number 1 and click on enter for the normal waveform. And the monitor or the simulator should have the Toco waveform generate in with about 30 seconds to 1 minute or so. So we'll wait here while for the signal to be generated. And here we go. So again, keep in mind while that's printing in the background, the maximum amplitude we want to reach is 50 units. Over 40 seconds. So the Toco external value will get, I think, about to 48 on this particular monitor. And now it will decrease back to 0, or -1 in this case. And back to 0. Very good. So for now, I will turn off the graph. Last but not least, I want to connect to my mechanical fetal heart simulator. I'll put these cables aside. So keep in mind right now, I believe I'm running about 140 beats per minute. I will have the mechanical heart very close to the speaker. Hopefully that's going to pick up the sound. And in an earlier video test, I was able to hear that from my speakers. So of course, this particular mechanical heart can work from all 3 ports. I will be sending you one of these mechanical hearts simulators you can try out. And then we can discuss in terms of cabling that you would need to connect to your monitor. So thank you very much for your interest. If you have any other questions or other requests, please let me know, and we will try our best to create the necessary video or support in the necessary kind of way. Thank you very much, and have yourself a good day.